I'm back, y'all. I'm going to continue reading X-Men Age of Apocalypse. This one's a good one. I actually did my homework and I read this one in advance. So I've read all these before, but I think the last time I read a good portion of this, I didn't finish it either when the last time I reread it. I think I was in my early 20s. I think I was like 22, 23. And then that aside, I read it, the first time in its an original run, and I got the gist of it, but I couldn't afford all the books and all that stuff, and that was also around the time I was slowly getting out of comics. I was hitting puberty and was too cool for a minute there, and then those X-Men movies came and sucked me right back in. Okay, so let's get back at this. So last we seen, Sabretooth and Holocaust were just beating the shit out of each other, and let's see what happens. The Astonishing X-Men. As a child, Clarice Ferguson was considered almost pathologically shy. Holocaust! Clearly, that is no longer the case. I'm sorry, child. I don't believe we've met. The name is Blink, and I am not a child. I am the X-Man that's going to stop you and your genetic callings once and for all. You misunderstand me. You misunderstood me, Blink. I know who you are. Indeed, I recognize all the genetic turncoats foolish enough to defy the will of the High Lord Apocalypse. I meant I am genuinely sorry we have not met before now. Assessing the assessing the damage you've single-handedly wrought upon my infinite processing plant, creatively using your natural spatial displacement power, it's clear you're a mutant of untapped potential. In a world where only the strongest mutants will survive, you are a survivor. I almost feel bad about having to kill you. I don't think you've ever felt anything. Not true, Blink. Killing Sabretooth, your mentor, was extremely gratifying. Don't you dare make fun of Mr. Creed. Taking out sections of my life support armor? And impressive as that may be, I cannot long tolerate such an assault. Well, be grateful I'm allowing you to die quickly. It's an honor I didn't afford the mongrel Creed. He means the comment as a taunt, an effort to distract her long enough for her spine to shatter against the wall. Instead, blink. It allows her to focus her rage, using momentum to her advantage. She teleports behind Apocalypse's deadliest horseman. Crack! Mr. Creed was a decent man who died fighting a moronic maniac, or a homicidal maniac. You, Holocaust, you don't even deserve to lick his boots. You've tortured and killed a lot of people over the years. Innocent humans, mutants you deemed useless, anyone who opposed you and your Lord's survivalist racist dogma. So tell me, how does it feel knowing you're about to die? You must be joking, girl. It appears you and I have come to something of a standoff. Nothing more, nothing less. Tell me, Clarice, do you really think you are faster than I am? Blink, no. My name is Blink. Who do you think is faster? Half scan. Not far away. Sunfire, Rogue, Morph, and Wildchild. Did I mention we are doomed? Not in the last 5 minutes, no. Actually, aside from being outnumbered a gazillion to one, I think all things considered, we X-Men are doing pretty good. Morph, until this is over and we've closed down this plant for good, I'd consider if a personal favor you would kindly shut up. Shiro, Blink has clearly done her part by trashing this place. I need you to free the survivors of the Collings before they're turned into fodder for the Infinites. Done. And take Wild Child with you. Kyle, no one appreciates your desire to exact revenge on Holocaust more than I. But our responsibility for the moment is to the living. Whoosh. Hey, leader lady, it just occurred to me. Unless you can be serious for 5 seconds, Sydney, I don't want to hear it. Maybe we can ask them to surrender real polite like. Morph, for the last time, zip it. Zzz. If I ever don't remember, not even a smile. Sid, I think it's time you accepted the fact This could be it. Half a continent from Holocaust Midwestern base, the stronghold of Ensabanor, he who is called Apocalypse, towers high above the once proud New York skyline in a city whose people have forgotten how to dream. Now to find Blink before something akin to hope still flourishes in the most unlikely places. In the heart and soul of one man, Rogue, my love, my life. Eric Magnus Lencher. Enough. Hologram disappeared. Of course, I only allowed you a glimpse of your beloved wife in order to show you that soon all your X-Men will fall. How does it feel knowing it was your failure that will lead to the slaughter of all you hold dear? For all about your talk about survival, you don't get an apocalypse. You've never gotten it. I have defeated you, interrogated the man you called Bishop, destroyed your base of operations, and all but crippled the Human High Council's pitiful Eurasian resistance. I concede my perspective might be a bit tainted by victory. Enlighten me, Magneto. To fight is to survive. I, and everyone like me who believes you and your horsemen are wrong, will never stop fighting. I've waited nearly 2,000 years to stand triumphant atop the corpses, Magneto. You will die, all of you, soon. The planet. Pitiful, these flash scans would sooner crush themselves in futile gambit for freedom than allow us to give them a quick, easy death. Vulgar. It's been several minutes since we've heard from Holocaust. His prime directive stands. Execute the flat scans. On my word, then, in the name of Apocalypse, and the name of genetic superiority, as a soul splintering howl splits the night from the left, a brilliant light flashes down from on high, an atomic angel in search of vengeance. 3 years before this moment, Shiro Yoshida bore witness to the genocide of his native Japan. For years he heard their screams pounding in his head, waking him each night, and he wondered why he was the only one spared. Why must he carry on without respite? Today, staring in the faces of those he has rescued, he has his answer at long last. Go now, you are free. Free mutant? What about Holocaust? As long as he lives, none of us are truly free. Trust me, madam, that very situation is being resolved as I speak. Inside, Clarice, are you okay? What happened to Holocaust? What's the capital of Nebraska? Morph is dead, Mr. Creed. I didn't think it would hurt for you to be... Morph, Mr. Creed is dead. I don't think it would hurt for you to be serious for 5 minutes. You're right, and I apologize. And again, what happened to Holocaust? I dumped him into the genetic stew. He's... Boom. History. See, this is exactly the sloppy work I expect from someone who takes herself too seriously. How dare you? Do you have any idea how many hundreds of thousands of lives I have extinguished? Do you know how I have cleansed this world of its genetic weaklings, its evolutionary throwbacks? At my command, X-Men, nations have died. I am Holocaust, first horseman of Apocalypse, and you dare presume that I could be harmed by a child? Again, I ask, how dare you? Morph? Sure, a minute ago I was a class clown. Now you need me all of a sudden? Ouch, your brain is reversing its electromagnetic flow. That has got to hurt. How'd you do that, Morph? Easy, Clarice. It's because I ain't Morph at all. I merely touched Sidney long enough so I'd absorb his mutant shape-shifting ability. I needed to get close enough to use my mutant abilities to do this. Sure, you could look like me, but who could possibly hope to match my mastery of obnoxiousness? You are fools wasting your time, and that precious commodity is something you should not waste. I will not be defeated. Kudos in for the guy in the crystal armor, because you're giving me a great performance as someone who looks defeated. And I'd give you a hand, but nah, too obvious, even for me. Transforms as a ginormous brick. Filthy, human-loving gene trash. You know, it's like I always said. No matter how strong, no matter how powerful, it always comes down to name calling. Your complex is destroyed, Holocaust. We freed the prisoners. I shut off the endless supply of infinites to Apocalypse. Where I'm standing, it looks like you're finished. Then stand over there. Who's next, traitor? That would be me. Kyle and I are right behind you, Shiro. Morph. I'll check on our fearless leader. Yo, Rogue, are you okay? I mean, as okay as you can be, considering the circumstances? That's where you're supposed to laugh. Oh, come on, Rogue. Oh, man, you can't die on us. You can't. Mommy? Mommy, please get up. Please, we need you. Charles. It hurts. I know it hurts, Mommy. I know things have been bad for a real long time, but we, all of us, need you to be stronger now more than ever, Mommy. Please. Good call. Morph, you figured morphing into my son was the only thing that'd get my attention. You were right. Just never realized he had such a sentimental side to you, Sydney. Who, me? I'd still cry at Lassie reruns if there was such a thing as television anymore. Not just this minute, of course. Seeing as how I'm plucking Kyle and Clarice out of a mid-sprawl. Kyle and Clarice, I like the sound of that. If television ever does come back, maybe I'll ask if I can play that wacky mutant from next door. I've waited so long to be rid of you, Shiro. Then the wait is over. Don't you fools understand that you're dead? There is no hope for you? I don't reckon any X-Men are going to die here today, Holocaust. Not here, perhaps, but certainly back east. Or did I fail to mention my father has captured your husband, Magneto? And Bishop, of course, in order to do that, he had to destroy the remains of that mansion in which you were all hiding. Apocalypse even promised me I'd be allowed to keep an eye on your son. Wham! That was absolutely the last place he wanted to go, Holocaust. Eric and I and the rest of the X-Men, we choose to tangle with Apocalypse. It's our decision. But Charles is a child. He couldn't possibly threaten y'all. Tell me, how many lives have to be lost? How much blood has to flow until you're all satisfied? Y'all are satisfied. You claim to be a mutant, to be proud of it, but the truth is, you're a monster. A pathetic, defeated monster, perhaps. But look where you're standing, Rogue, on a teleplatform. Yes, I may be a monster, as you claim, but I am also one who is teleporting to the heart of Apocalypse's stronghold, and you're coming with me. What? An ice lasso? Iceman, no. I want to go with him. Not a bright move, gal. Creed's right. You want to square off against Apocalypse, get your husband back, free your kid if he's there, fine. But I didn't travel clear across the country on Pietro Say-So to watch you sacrifice yourself. I'd walk into hell if it meant saving my child, Bobby. I hear you, Rogue. I hear you. Ah, Mr. Creed, you're not dead. I'm a lot harder to kill than that kid. You okay now? I'm honestly not sure, Bobby. All I know for certain is that tonight, one way or another, the age of Apocalypse is over. And not a moment too soon, if you ask me, which you didn't. But if you did, that's what I would have said. But you didn't. Next, read X-Men number 4, and then get ready for X-Men Omega. It's all going to end with a bang. Alright guys, thank you for letting me read these. We're almost done with this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just 7 more books. We'll be done with this next week, and then I'm going to start something new. Maybe even jump over to DC. We'll see. Thank you guys for checking it out. Thank you for listening. Give likes, give comments. Check out my YouTube. Check out my Twitch. And peace, my dudes.